Good morning, and welcome to the Growth and Thriving Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Dr. Jerry Sunshine Novak, the biker psychologist, and this morning I want to talk to you about breakfast. So, most of us grew up with the idea that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. That's what we were always told, and what we were shown to be a healthy breakfast, a well balanced breakfast on our commercials or food pyramids, was a bowl of cereal with some low fat milk, maybe a banana, a glass of orange juice, some toast, and a cup of coffee. Then fast forward a bunch of years, and in the maybe the 2010s or the early 2000s, we started to hear about the importance of intermittent fasting and cell autophagy, how intermittent fasting would help our cells clean out old dead cells and recover new ones. And how intermittent fasting was important for that. And so missing breakfast and having what was called a limited eating window became much more important. And so what's the answer? Is breakfast the most important meal of the day? What should you have for breakfast? How should we work this? So let me start by saying it is not my place to tell you what you should or should not eat. I am just trying to arm you with research and information so you can make informed choices. That said, I record this message from a particular assumption. And my particular assumption is that most of us are watching this and are involved with growth and thriving because we want to age optimally. We want to live as long as possible with as few limitations and restrictions as possible. And so to that end, the information I'm going to give you will discuss health benefits of eating certain breakfasts versus not. So let's start with the idea that it used to be that health measures focused on weight, like the BMI, the body mass index. Then it turned into body fat, and whether you were obese or if your body fat was in a healthy range. What's emerging now in the most recent research is the idea of muscle-centric health. And what we're learning is that how much muscle you carry is maybe the best predictor of how healthfully you can age. So just as an example, if you take two people and one has body fat that's in a normal healthy range, for men let's say 10 to 20%, for women maybe 15 to 30, and then you have a second person whose body fat is high, right? And the first person with the healthy body fat doesn't carry much muscle on them, but the person who has excess body fat carries a lot of muscle. The person with the excess body fat and more muscle is likely to live longer and healthier. So muscle is a better predictor than even body fat. Now, don't get me wrong, what's optimal is to have a lot of muscle mass, to carry good muscle mass, and have your body fat in a reasonable range. That's optimal. But if you have to trade one for the other, the muscle mass is probably more important than the body fat. So why am I telling you all this? The reason I'm telling you is there's recent research that demonstrates that people who ate 50 grams of protein at breakfast, and that's a lot, but who ate 50 grams of protein at breakfast, gained more muscle mass, even in the absence of exercise, than people who ate 30 grams or fewer. That may seem like a no-brainer. More protein typically equals more muscle. But here's what's interesting. People who ate 50 grams of protein at breakfast gained more muscle, even in the absence of exercise, than people who ate 50 grams of protein at lunch or 50 grams of protein at dinner, with the other two meals being 30 grams. So one ate 50 grams in the morning, then 30 and 30. One was 30, 50, 30, and then 30, 30, 50. The people who ate 50 grams in the morning gained more muscle, even though total daily protein intake was the same. So it does seem important, if you want to gain muscle, to eat a higher protein breakfast. That said, there is also data that suggests that some limited eating windows, feeding windows, and some fasting periods in your week benefit your health and are good for longevity. Now, I did see one study that said that people who exercise regularly and recover have the same cell autophagy as people who intermittent fast, meaning that if you are someone who exercises, intermittent fasting is not necessary. However, I've seen lots of other studies suggesting that some restrictive eating does benefit our digestive tract, our immune system. It helps us live longer and helps us stay younger. So to that end, skipping breakfast and fasting could be beneficial as well. The way I interpret these data is to say that the way I interpret it would be that the best thing you can do in the morning, most mornings, is to have a high protein breakfast. The second best thing would be to skip breakfast and fast until lunch or dinner time if you'd like. The worst thing you could do is have a low protein, high carbohydrate, especially processed carbohydrate like breakfast cereals, toast, juice, and the maybe worst offender of all, the cinnamon roll or the donut for breakfast. These will set you up to be hungry before lunch and to make really poor food choices the rest of the day. So the answer for breakfast is keep it high protein or skip it. I can share with you what I do is most days I eat a high protein breakfast. My go-to usually is Greek yogurt with 18 grams of protein. I mix in a serving of whey protein, which is very highly available and very good for muscle growth, and has about 20 grams per serving in my protein powder that I get, my high quality protein powder. And I mix in about a half a scoop of collagen protein, which has 19 grams. However, it's missing the amino acid tryptophan. But as somebody who is a meat eater, I get tryptophan in my diet, so that's fine. I also supplement with amino acids. And I mix those in. I blend those into the yogurt. I add a little bit of strawberry and a little bit of blueberry. And that's my breakfast most mornings. I fast one day a week, usually Sundays. I finish eating Saturday night at 7 or 8 p.m. and I don't eat again until about 3 or 4 p.m. on Sunday. I just drink electrolyte water during the day and sometimes have some ketones in water. But I don't ever have the standard American breakfast of pastries and toast and cereal and things of that sort. So there's your morning mindset. Thank you so much for watching and for listening and for subscribing. If you are enjoying the morning mindset, please share it with people. Tell your friends. Have people register on my website, growthandthriving.com. This will always be free information, and I will never sell or share your information. Thanks so much, and until next time, this is Dr. Jerry Sunshine Novak saying, keep growing until you're thriving.